So I've chosen to share some strange things. I don't know if they have any intentionality behind them, you know, if Trickster intended to do this, but I am going to mention it because it's part of my story at least. So I was in a marketplace downtown near the place I live, and I was with my daughter, and it's before school, so we're kind of spending some time together before school starts. And in the shop, there's kind of like a curiosity shop. It has things from all over the world. And they had this dragonfly mug with a quote by Emerson saying, what matters is not what lies behind us or ahead of us, but what lies within us. And, you know, Wandering Mind has this symbol of a dragonfly that's somewhat of a common running theme throughout. It was interesting because I had designed, you know, a dragonfly mug for Christmas. It was part of our crafts that my sister set up for my children and her son to do while we were staying over for Christmas. And Wandering Mind, one of the symbols that is in Wandering is a dragonfly, because one landed on my fingers, my writing fingers, what I call my writing tripod. I wrote a poem called Sown, and it deals with the dragonfly, and all the mythologies about dragonflies are woven into this poem. And it's directed also to my experience with this dragonfly and how with my immortalizing nib I will make this dragonfly live much longer than its biological life. And also deals with, you know, your wandering mind, which, you know, you find in certain places that is negative, and in some places is positive. For me, for the most part, it's positive. You know, wandering mind. Yeah, so we have this wandering, but, you know, dragonfly. Yes, you know. And also with dreaming, I call it my own aeronautical view. If we think of drones, now we have this concept of drones. When I dream, sometimes I can see 360, but also up and down, and, you know, if you imagine it, and dragonflies have amazing vision because of their eyes. You know? So, yeah, and they can hover. You know, I've had this sense of hovering. If one of my team members is maybe in a vehicle, I sense that. You know, remember, if you can imagine Tomorrowland, if you've watched that movie, and the girl is wake walking, is another one of my terms. She's in the between two worlds. She might be in a vehicle in the physical world, but on this other maybe parallel dimension, it's just a field, and so she's hovering. And I sense that, just like a dragonfly. And dragonflies can be shifty, you know, from one thought to another. Other, you know, associations you can make with dragons. So dragonflies are a symbol. This marketplace, and I already scoped it out. Didn't buy anything in it. In the same shop, I've been on the lookout for a lapis lazuli stone. Kind of keeping an eye out for a certain type of rock with certain features, because I wrote Djinn, which the Djinn had a lapis lazuli pendant, which was a map to guide, you know, this Djinn to the location where he needed to be. But it also is not just one map, but multiple maps in one. Yes, I play with filters, and each time you change a filter, it changes an image in a certain way with different features. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, so one rock can take you many places. Yes. Anyway, so I'm gonna mention this. All right. So Trickster and other team members, I'm always hearing, where are we going? Where are we going? In Wandering Mind, right? Because Scribe's story starts out where she has this exploding head syndrome episode where she is blasted out of sleep and doesn't initially remember where she was. But in her dreams, she travels to basically exoplanets, like Earth-like planets, trying to find at that point she didn't know, but the team members come on board, and everybody has had the same nightmare about Earth ending. Some catastrophic event, and we got to get off this planet and find something else, sort of thing. So based on that, I've been on the lookout for a lapis lazuli rock, and I found one that was satisfactory. had imperfections in it, scars and striations of different minerals that I was looking for, and the map. So I posted it yesterday. And throughout this, journey with the telepathic team members, I've heard, where are we going? Everybody's excited. And I'm like, I have no idea. I have no identifying features. In my dreams, I keep teasing everybody because each installment talks about these inner journeys that are going to be very important in space travel. If you can think about it, we can telepathically send images. We can send sensations. We can be with each other. We can the companionship. We can be. We can send thoughts. And think about the delays that we have in telecommunications right now. We don't have that. Anywhere in the universe we can talk instantaneously. Think how valuable that would be in space travel. So that's one of the premises of a wandering mind, is not to go out and up, but down and in, to hone these skills, because at some point when we are able to go out and up, this will be very important, to communicate with each other wherever we may be scouting Earth-like planets. So that's one of the premises. But mainly right now it's talking about Scribe's inner journeys. And one of Scribe's inner journeys yesterday was that Trickster took me to Saturn. Can I say that? Okay. Yeah, I get touched. Not touched. I get touched by things that the possibility of it is very cool. And why did I make this connection? Because and I didn't notice it right away. Can I mention all of it? Yeah. Okay. So I'm taking photographs of this rock after I brought it home yesterday. Can't see it. That's the thing about being in a shop where you can actually see what you're gonna buy, and you can turn it around. It was in a box and it was taped, so I couldn't see the underside. But the underside was the most. That's what you see. Yeah, I made this joke about Indiana Jones. Well, you haven't seen the other side yet. Yes. Anyway, yeah, in the first one. Yeah, I sort of had an Indiana Jones problem. Yes, it's one. Oh, I don't even know how many times I watched that first one. Oh, if I can quote movie quotes like you wouldn't believe. Yeah, in here. Yeah, when I try to verbalize it, it gets all messed up. I feel you. Heartwarm. You're outside? Oh. Alright, so, yeah, I said I was going to go on a walk. I need to go on a walk. It's nice today. But I'm out here because I have, last day before school starts, one of my daughters is having a friend over. I got to stay around. Yeah. Anyway, so we have these, I was taking different, apps have different filters. I love these apps, multiple, and some of them, the ones that I really like, haven't been updated in a while, so I'm going to lose them soon. It's one of those realities of our life. We have these really cool apps, and then the developers, for whatever reason, decide not to update them, and then we lose them, and we have to figure out new and find new resources and tools. Pouty face. It's just, yeah, there's this one app it's been warned several times that if by this version, if it's not updated, it's not going to be able to be used. Yeah, I know. So yeah, it's one of my favorite ones for certain filters. So I'm using a different app that I found. So I'm going through all the filters, and I heard Trickster say he loved the one with the hand and I said, this one's really cool because it looks like the stone, I'm going to mention it, the stone looks like it's going through the hand because the background is almost the same color as the stone in the filter, so it looks like it's like a cosmic kind of portal. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then another one, I think it was the last one that I was mentioning, I'm like, this one's really cool because it looks like you're on another planet and you're looking at like the bottom part of whatever, the color was. It looks like you're on like this dusty, whatever the planet's surface is, and then you're looking out and it looks like you're looking out at like whatever features of space there are, whether it's stars or gases or whatever. And another one, it looked like there were rings. Yeah. So, yeah. And one of my posts before Trickster posted was, I wonder where this map will take us. Yeah. So, yeah, just connect the dots in some way. Whether it was meant like that or not, and it took me a while after that. I'm like, oh, that's cool. When he asked to know what's that, that's cool. And then I'm like, wait a minute. It has rings. You know, so these little things that may not have been intentional on Trickster's part. Yes, and I don't know for sure. I'm connected telepathically to Trickster. There's really weird correlations where in my log, and you know, like yesterday I was feeling all of this moist and cool and heartwarm. Occasionally I would come and go. And then right as I was typing that, I was typing up a note. Or I was sensing something. I can't remember if I typed the note. I think I typed the note and then I did a social media check, and I don't know what time it was taken. Obviously it could not correlate with that present moment that I was typing in my log. Yeah. 4:25 in the afternoon. Yeah. Swimming. So I could see after, yes. I was on a chair. So, I mean, those instances have happened repeatedly. And I'm not saying that that's surefire proof. It's not. Because with Healer, I had some really strange correlations, sync-ups of, like, I would feel like an accelerated heartbeat. And there was an exercise app that time-stamped exactly. And there were certain things that just synced up perfectly. Yeah, and I don't know about the NASA posts. Those were weird too, correlating with what was going on in my inner world. So, but yeah, not. So that discussion, that dialogue led to, yeah, one of my installments. Let the dialogue begin. And oddly enough, here's the first one where the dialogue began. Weird synchronicities, and not how you'd think it would play out, but yeah. So that was my Weirdness Abounds storyline that I took from what we do share on the digital plane. And like I talked about, that digital chaos, that field, that in-between, that uncertainty, that ambiguity that may or may not have anything to do with me. But that's what